Today we will be looking about Gurbani's concept of Maya. Gurbani says that Maya is something that is constantly distracting us from our connection with the divine. So today I would like to spend some time looking at what is Maya, where is Maya, what does it do, how does Maya affect us, why is it a problem, and is there a solution? Now, Maya is a very complex concept, and it is just that. It is a concept. Maya is an idea. And this idea was devised by ancient Indian mystics to highlight a problem for mankind. It's a really ingenious way of conveying the idea that we have been cheated in life. Something has defrauded us. Something has been stolen right from under your nose without you knowing it. And the way that this concept has been constructed is that Maya has been created almost like a caricature, like a character. So Maya positions the physical universe like a female con artist who has pulled the wool over our eyes. Maya in Gurbani has been described in many different ways. Sometimes Gurbani says that Maya is like a seductive woman who is constantly tempting us with her beauty, luring us away. Sometimes Gurbani says that Maya is the mother of the world. Sometimes Gurbani says that Maya is like a snake coiled around the whole world. So we need to look at this idea in a bit more depth to understand what are we talking about. Guru Nanak Dev Ji talks about Maya as being the parent of the world in Sri Japji Sahib. And this parent comes with three characteristics, three children, three subsections. Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Eka Mai Jugat Vyai Tin Chele Parvan. One mother became pregnant. Eka Mai Jugat Vyai. One mother became pregnant and gave birth to three primary servants. So at this stage, it's starting to sound quite cryptic, like there's a lot of mystery behind it. Gurbani has always referred to Maya as something with three qualities, the threefold Maya. And we hear words like three-faceted, three-faceted. And we find that in the ancient Indian spiritual traditions, we've always come across this idea of oneness, ik, and this idea of duality. So generally when we listen to Gurbani, we hear about ik, oneness, non-duality, and we hear about duality, dubda, dujabha. So where has this third thing come from? What is this three that the world is always described as having three qualities? Which three is being referred to? So in order to understand Maya, we have to understand the world in threes. We have to look at why is Maya talking about three things all the time. And according to ancient Hindu texts, everything in the world has three qualities. There are three things that make up all matter, the material, physical world. So what are these three things? What is Tregun? What is Tribid? And the spiritual texts have talked about three qualities, Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva. We often hear them as Rajogun, Tamogun, and Satogun. So Satogun is like a quality, And the kind of quality, the kind of words that we can attach to Satoguna is purity, goodness, knowledge, truth. So this is like the divine qualities. It's the closest qualities to divine. Rajogun is very active. We can say that this is movement, inertia, something that's always agitated, something that's always moving, active. The opposite of that is tamogun, which is inactive. We can say it's lazy, it's dormant, and even qualities like greedy, it's not going outwards, it's always looking inwards. But what does it mean that the world has these qualities? How can the physical world have these three qualities? Now, throughout time, the world has always been divided into three things. If we look at time itself, time can be broken into three things: past, present, and future. If we look at temperature, we can say something is too hot, too cold, or just medium temperature, moderate. Even in a day, we can say that there are three parts to the day. There's the early part of the day, the morning, there's the main part of the day, and then there's the night. We can think about how do we understand the universe from a mystical perspective. And all the traditions have always said that there is a heaven, there is the earth, and there is hell. Again, three things. With our own life, life can be broken into three things: birth, life, and death. We can also look a bit deeper, and the ancient Indian scriptures have always talked about us having three bodies, tin sarir. So we're told about these ideas of asthul sarir, suksham sarir, and karan sarir. So asthul sarir means your physical body. Suksham means that which is a bit more subtle, like your mind. And karan is, you can say, your spirit. Even in science, all physical things are made of atoms, and when you break atoms down, they're also broken into three things: proton, neutron, electron. In Christianity, they say that God has three forms: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. This is the wisdom of Christianity. And Mary and Joseph, when they were giving birth to their baby, they were also visited by three wise men. When we look at Hinduism, they look at this classification of three, and they go even further. They say that God is like Trimurti, three functions: creation, Brahma; sustenance, Vishnu; destruction, Shiva. And again, we've talked about all physical matter, according to Hindu texts, is also three: Rajo, Sato, and Tamogun. They talk about three states of consciousness. Jagrat means to be awake, Swapan means to be dreaming, and Sukhvat means to have dreamless sleep. So they even say that there's only three states of consciousness. You're either awake, you're either dreaming, or you're sleeping without any dream. In Ayurveda, we also see that everything is broken up into three doshas: Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Doshas are like energies that are found throughout the universe. So you can see that everywhere that you look, the world can be broken up into three things. And even you and me work in the world in a way of threes. The way that we experience the world is also an experience of three things. There are three things that we need to experience the world. We can call it subject, object, and relationship. So in a more simpler term, what that means is the way that we interact with the world is there is a me, there is something else, and then there is a relationship between us. And that's how we work with everything. There is a me, and then there is a parent, and our relationship is one of parent and child. There is a me, and then there is somebody I like, and then the relationship is our friendship. There is a me and somebody I don't like or something I don't like. And then there is a relationship there as well. I don't like that person. I don't spend time with that person. So even the way we interact with the world is in a way of threes. So we can say it is the knower, me, the known, you, and the knowing, the association between us. So far when we've talked previously, we've always talked about me and you, this duality, me and the other. But now we're seeing that there is a third state, that is the relationship between me and the other. So this association of me and association with you creates the duality. And collectively, all of these things that we've talked about so far, having three qualities, three ways to break up the world, all physical matter has been called Maya. So Maya is anything that you can see which has these three qualities. And Maya includes all physical things, all matter. That means Maya is including plants and animals and trees and mountains and stars and suns and moons, all these sorts of things. So now that we can say that this is the definition of Maya, let's look at how does Maya impact our life. Now, one thing we may not realize is that all day, every single person is doing Simran. But what we are doing Simran on, what we are chanting, is we are chanting Maya. So every day, every second, even right now, we're all doing some sort of Simran, some sort of constant repetition going in our mind. And the thing that we are chanting is Maya. The thing that we are interacting with is Maya. And this happens from morning to evening. From the moment you wake up to the moment you sleep, and even in your sleep, even in your dream is of Maya things. So we can say that in our mind, there's always these sorts of thoughts floating around. Now, it's almost as though if we think about the human body like a robot, like a machine, we can say that what is the special thing about this machine, that this is a thinking machine. This machine is always thinking and then it does things based on what it's thinking. Now, the most significant thought that we ever have in our life, the most important thought that you have in your life is these thoughts and this body in which these thoughts are contained, that is me. I am these thoughts and I am this body. This body exists, these thoughts exist, but you have a thought that says, all of this is called me. I am. And that's what Gurbani refers to as Homme. Homme means nothing more that you have created a relationship between this machine, this thinking machine. And that's what I like to call a mind-body identity. We've created an identity and we've given it a name, and we said this name is me, this mind-body machine. And from this identity perspective, this is how we interact with the whole world. With the whole world, we talk from the perspective of me. I am this, so that means I am not that. I am here, which means I am not there. And so this is how we work. And this is how we've been created. This is natural. This is nature's way. And deep-rooted within this understanding of me, you don't just say I am. There's something even more deep-rooted, which is that this I am needs to be protected. Whatever you do, whatever else happens in the world, this machine that I call me, there's a thought that says, I have to look after this me. So there's an inbuilt survival mode within this me. And because we've created this relationship with our body, and because there is a relationship with this mind, with these physical things, now our whole life is about how do I protect this physical thing. That's what we do. Ultimately, what we're doing is we're just here to survive. We also like to make our survival quite comfortable, but our survival is our most important thing. So the mind has now become obsessed with this physical world. It's become obsessed with the material world. That's all the mind thinks about. That's all the mind cares about. Guru Nanak Dev Ji sums this up quite nicely. Guruji says, Kal kalwali maya mad meetha man matwala pivat rahe. So Guruji is using an analogy. And Guruji uses the analogy of a liquor store. You know, a store where people go to buy alcohol? Guruji says that Kal Yug is the liquor store. The one who owns the liquor store, like the manager of the liquor store, is Kal Yug. And the products being sold is a very tasty wine called Maya. Maya Mad Meetha. Mad means something that's intoxicating. Maya is a very intoxicating wine. And Man Matwala Pivat Rahe. And the shrabi, the drunk, is the mind. The mind is the alcoholic who keeps drinking this, and it keeps getting intoxicated by this wine. So what Guru Nanak Dev Ji is trying to show us is the physical world has made us drunk. We are all right now drunk. You know, one thing I find really surprising, that within our own communities, within society, we judge very heavily somebody who is an alcoholic or who is a drug addict. And we look down on them and we say that this person is amali, we use words like that he is a sharabi, that he is a drunk, that he is constantly intoxicated. But in reality, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says that we are all drug addicts. We are all intoxicated right now. Our mind is intoxicated by this physical world. And what does that mean? It means that the mind thinks that the physical world is the most important thing. And the mind always wants to attach itself to the physical world. Let's use this analogy of being drunk or being intoxicated with a drug. What does the drug addict want to do? The real world is not good enough. The drug addict always wants to go back to that nasha, to that intoxication. The drug addict always wants to go back to that because that's where he's most comfortable. That's where they feel that they're safe. This is what the mind is doing. The mind is saying that this physical world is the world that I understand, and this physical world is the world that I always want to go back to. I don't want to go to the spiritual world. I don't want to go into the world of introspection and meditation. That's like, I can do that for a little bit, but my comfort zone, my safety zone is in the physical world. That's where at any time you can take me away from meditation and you can bring me back here and I'll feel like I'm back in normal life. So for the drug addict, the state of being intoxicated feels like his normal state. And for the mind, being in this physical world is what we think is normal. We think this is the most real thing in life. And if Maya is a drug, then let us reflect on what is the biggest drug that you are intoxicated to. It is not your house. It is not your family or your husband, wives, your children, your parents. It's not your car or your clothes or your possessions. What is the biggest drug? What is the one thing that you want more than anything else to survive? You. You are intoxicated with yourself. You are your biggest drug. You are intoxicated by yourself. By this body-mind machine, you've created such an attachment to it that this is now the one thing that you say, take everything else, but don't take this. Don't take this body, don't take this mind. I'm in love with this. We've fallen in love with ourselves. We are intoxicated with ourselves. So everything is Maya. Everything that you see around you is Maya. Maya, we can say, just means matter, physical. Anything is physical is Maya. But the question is, if everything is Maya, if the whole world is Maya, if the trees and the birds and the grass and everything is Maya, and if it affects everyone, then the question is, why is it a problem? If this is how the world is, then what's the problem? What does it do to us? What's the issue? How does it work? Now, what the Bhagats and the Gurus and the saints have realized is that we are constantly in some sort of delusion. And this delusion that we're being intoxicated with, that this real world is the most important thing, this delusion, this attachment that we've created to the physical world, this is making us dukkhi. This attachment is making us suffer. That this Maya that is intoxicating us, this is causing a lot of pain in our life. And they realized that there is a solution to this problem. That within us, there is an innate nature to be blissful. We're all looking for some happiness in life. We're all looking for some bliss. But this thing that is intoxicating us, that has taken our bliss away. So we don't know how to find bliss in our life because we are constantly being drugged. Now, if you go to a drug addict and you try and take him off the drugs, he won't go willingly. The drug addict will always want to go back to the drug because that's where they feel safe, that's where they feel comfortable. They feel that everybody else is wrong, but they are right. That being in that intoxicated state, that is the right way to be. And in the same way, if the Guru tries to take you away from your attachments, we don't want to give in to the Guru. We like what the Guru is saying, but we say, don't take everything away from us. Let us keep something. Let us keep our attachments. Let us keep our emotions. Let us keep our attachment to our body and our mind. So this is the drug, that the Guru is the doctor. But we're not here to take the medicine. We're not ready to take the medicine. What does the Guru say? Mera Vaid Guru Govinda. This is the Guru who is a doctor. Har Har Naam Aukhad Mukh Deva. That the Guru is giving us into our mouth the medicine, the Aukhad of Naam. And what will that do? Kate Jamki Handa. That's going to break our attachments and it is going to break the death that is hanging over us. So the Guru is trying to give us a solution, but we are so drugged right now that we can't see that the Guru is trying to solve our problems. So we're not taking that drug. We're not taking that medicine of Naam. So why does this cause our suffering? So we can say we have an understanding of Maya, and we can have an understanding that this is causing our suffering, but why does it cause our suffering? Where is this suffering coming from? And it comes back to this human nature that we're all looking for happiness. Deep down, we all want happiness, and deep down, we all believe that this happiness is possible. Otherwise, we wouldn't get out of bed in the morning. We get out of bed in the morning because we're looking for a way to be happy, and we believe that this happiness is there. We know deep down within us that it's possible. Somewhere, somehow, it's possible to achieve this. But we've made this constant longing for happiness. We've been longing for this, looking for this for so long. And what our mind has done is that it's convinced us, yes, you're looking for happiness, but your happiness is out there. That's what the mind has been convinced of. That look how important this body is, look how important the physical world is, look how much physical world is out there waiting for you. The happiness must also be out there in the physical world. It can't be here because you already have this. Happiness is out there. So this is what we've done. We've spent every day of our life looking out there for happiness. So we wake up in the morning, we start and we say, how am I going to find my happiness? And this search has happened right from the very first day we were born. Right from an early day, we've been looking for this happiness. But you know what? Looking for happiness means I'm not happy. When you say I'm looking for happiness, what you're saying is I'm not happy now. And what we're really saying is I am dukhi. I am unhappy. Just by the very fact that you're looking for happiness means you're making a statement that I am suffering. And we are spending our entire lives looking for happiness, which means subtly what we're saying, our entire lives we're saying, I'm not happy. Then we wonder, where does this dukh come from? The dukh comes from looking for happiness. As soon as you look for happiness, like if I say, I come into your room and you're very busy looking around, finding something, I say, what's wrong? Oh, you say, I've lost my wallet, I'm looking for it. There's this worry, there is this pareshan, there's this anxiety inside you. I need to go to my meeting, I need to go to work, I need to go, I don't have my wallet, I don't have my keys. Think how you feel when you've lost something. This is how we're living every day. It's like we've lost our happiness, and every day we're waking up and we're saying, I need to look for that happiness. So this is where our dukh comes from. Constantly we're searching for this happiness. And how do we try and find happiness? We try and find happiness by just consuming things. We've been convinced that the way to be happy is to have lots and lots of things. The more things that we have in our life, we think the more happy we are. The bigger the house, nice, shiny car, we might even have some servants working for us, so we don't even have to get out of bed and make ourselves breakfast. Like everything is done for you. If somebody offered that to you right now, big millionaire's mansion, you might say, yeah, I think I want that. I think that's what I'm looking for, because when I get that, that will be the solution. Then I don't have to go to work. Then my children don't have to work. Like all our problems will be solved. So we've convinced ourselves that happiness is out there. But right now we say, I don't have that. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have the millionaire's mansion. I don't have hundreds of cars outside. I don't have lots of servants working for me. So I'm not happy. We've convinced ourselves that happiness is out there. And because happiness is out there and it's some grand picture of happiness, right now we say we don't have that happiness. So we have created our own dukh. And the reality is we never actually question that, is this the way to get happiness? Nobody actually says, is that the right way to get happiness? Everybody has been convinced that that's the way to get happiness. You just have to get up and do it. Some people have already started, you're already late. Look at him, he's already got this. Look at her, they've already got that. This person's already got a degree, that person's already got a good job. That person's already got a marriage, that person's already got married and got a house. That person's already got 3 or 4 children, they got everything. But the reality is, when you have all of those things, then you look back and you say, I'm still not happy. Now I got the house, I got the husband, the wife, I got the marriage, I got the children, I got the good job, I got lots of money coming in, I got the car, I got the nice clothes. But still inside of us we feel, now what? Now where do I find this happiness? So nobody ever questions, is this the right way to find happiness? We just run after this happiness. But if we've convinced ourselves that the physical world is so important, Maya, matter, is so important, Gurbani poses a very interesting question, that where has this Maya come from? If you're running after the physical world all the time, and if you think your happiness lies in the physical world, where did the physical world come from? If the physical world is great, then something that's created the physical world must be even greater. Who is the one that created this qudrat, this nature? Where does it come from? What was there before matter? What was there before Maya? Who's behind it? What is the root of Maya? What is the essence of Maya? Now, the solution to that question can't be found outside. Because the question is, what is deep down inside Maya? What is the root of Maya? So in order to answer that question, we have to go into the root of our Maya. If Maya is our physical world, and we want to know what created, where did it come from, what is the birth of Maya, then we have to go deep within ourselves and see what is really here, deep down what is here. And what we find, that if you close your eyes, you will see that after your thoughts, behind your mind, behind your identity, there's something there. There's a presence. We could like to call that presence me. I am there. If you close your eyes and just give yourself a moment, you'll see somebody is here. There's like a person in the room. If you close your eyes and you see that it's like a closed room, the room isn't empty. There's somebody in the room. That's somebody we call me. That's your life energy. That's the very thing that's alive inside you. And this aliveness is what some people have called consciousness. This aliveness is what some people have called God. The very thing at the root of what you are, at the very core of what you are, there is something switched on. And that aliveness, which is inside all and every single one of us, that aliveness is permanent. That aliveness didn't get born when your body was born. That aliveness was put into your body. That aliveness has been there before your body. That aliveness was put into your body, and when your body dies, that aliveness will still be there. So there is something permanent inside you, and it's already blissful. Inside us all, there is something permanent, and that something is already happy. It doesn't need anything more to become happy. But Maya doesn't let us look at this something. Maya doesn't let you look in there. Because Maya is a delusion that the physical world is the ultimate reality. Maya says, don't look in there. There's nothing there. It's khali, it's empty. Look out here. Look how much beautiful things there are. So Maya is convinced that the outside world is the ultimate reality. But we know that the physical world isn't the ultimate reality, because everything physical can be destroyed. Everything physical was at one point created and can be destroyed, and Guru has time and time again said that anything that is temporary isn't the final answer. Only that which is such, which is permanent, is the real truth, is the real source of all of this creation that you're seeing around you. So we have to remember that anything temporary cannot be the true happiness. And that means that anything that you buy is temporary. Something that you buy will give you a bit of happiness for the short time, but then eventually it'll break it, eventually it'll fall apart. So that thing which gives you happiness for a short while, that will eventually give you sadness. But what is the most temporary thing that we have? This body. This body and mind that we've identified with, that's also temporary. So this body and mind also can't give you happiness, because the Guru time and time again says that anything that's temporary cannot give you happiness. Only something that is permanent can give you happiness. But Maya is the distraction. It's a drug. It's constantly saying, look at me. That's why Maya has been called like a very tempting thing. That's constantly saying, don't look elsewhere. Look at me. Look how shiny I am. If you're bored of this, look at this. If you're bored of that, I'll give you something more. It's always got something to distract you. So Maya distracts us from our inner search, from our inner self. It's always telling the mind, go elsewhere, wandering, making our mind go in lots of different directions. So it makes it very difficult for us to have this self-control. You know, Gurbani talks about having restraint, sit still. Tir, it talks about being stable. Like, don't constantly run around in 10 directions. Be stable. Maya doesn't allow that. It doesn't allow us to find our pure nature, our goodness, something that's very true, our very essence. It doesn't let us find that. So how many times have you noticed that every time you try and sit and you do a bit of dhyan, a bit of meditation, it doesn't last very long? The mind convinces you, oh, you're wasting your time. I've got lots of fun things to show you. Just open your eyes for a moment. Look at this, look at that. And even if you say, no, I'm not going to look at anything, I'm going to sit quietly and I'm going to do my meditation, then Maya doesn't just work on the outside, Maya controls your imagination and your thoughts as well. So you might be sitting and closing your eyes, but then your thoughts are creating wonderful images. And it's always images of something physical. So it always finds a way to take you out into the physical world. So this is why Gurbani's always said that Maya is stealing something from you. It's distracting you. It doesn't allow you to find the essence of you, that which is deep within you. And Maya has so many different forms. Maya isn't just one thing. It has lots of different ways to distract us, lots of different ways to deceive us. And what is it distracting us from? To connect with something permanent inside us. It's distracting us from that. But this is natural. We've been made in this way. This is the natural way that the universe has created us. It has allowed us to create attachments to the world. So we can say that Maya is the natural phenomenon of being distracted from your inner self. Maya is the most natural thing. It is the very thing that keeps us distracted all the time. And it's become so easy for us to become distracted. It's so easy for us to always go into this drug, into the drug of the real world, what we think is the real world, that physical world. But the reality is that this drug isn't our friend. This drug is constantly making you feel like what is out there is somehow going to give you happiness, and it's convincing you that right now, what you have right now isn't enough. It convinces us that we are by nature unhappy and we have to go out and look for our happiness. And this natural phenomenon that we call Maya has caused more suffering than any war and any disease. Because this gives you physical things, but even with the physical things, you're still suffering. You're still struggling. We are still unhappy, even though we have been given all the physical things. Now, if we understand the problem, the most important question is, what is the solution? Is there a solution? Is there an antidote? If you've been poisoned, then you want to know the anti-serum, the antidote to that poison. What is the solution to this Maya? And Gurbani, while talking about Maya as having three qualities, Gurbani has also indicated that there is something else. There is something beyond the three qualities. Guru has talked about a fourth quality, a fourth state, a fourth level. You can call it a fourth element. That if the whole world is made of three elements, Gurbani says the solution lies in the fourth element. In Hinduism, they've called that Turiya. In Gurmat, it's been called Chothapad, the fourth level, the fourth state. And with the Guru's wisdom, we can transcend from the world of threes into the world of the fourth level. Bhagat Kabirji talks about this quite clearly. In a Shabad, Ang number 1123. Rajgun, Tamgun, Satgun kahiye, eh teri sab maya. The whole world, which is divided into Rajogun, Satogun, Tamogun, all of these things, everything, sab kahiye, everything has that quality. Everything has that ability to be broken into threes. Eh teri sab maya. All of this is yours and it's Maya. चौथे पद को जो नर चिन्ह है तिने ही परम पद पाया. But that person who has understood and known that there is a fourth level, a fourth state, tinhe parama pad paya. They found the final level. You know, when children are playing computer games, and then you come into the room and you say, Band karo, come on, stop this computer game, you've been playing for long enough. They say, Mom, wait, I'm almost on the last level. They're always waiting for that. And we say, okay, you've been playing for 2 hours, I've been hearing this for the last 2 hours. Your last level is never coming. They're always trying to find a way to carry on playing. But there is a final level, and they're always waiting to get to that. That is the end of the game. That's how they know, Mom, I've defeated that game. Dad, I've played that game. Now game like go give me another one. And what do they do with the new game? They start from the first level and they always want to get to the end level, the final level, where they've defeated all the enemies, where they've got to the final stage, where they've completed all the missions, all the tasks. Gurbani says that we are stuck in the third level. Everything is in this third level, but some people know that there is a fourth level. Most of us don't even know there's a fourth level. So we're stuck in the third level. We're happy to play the game in the third level. We're just stuck here. We think this is the final level. We think that we've reached the final level. But those who have recognized the fourth level, they've reached the final level, the real final, the end of the game, the real solution. So how do we find this fourth state? How do we get to this final level? Are there any cheats? Are there any secret routes that we can get there? How do we get this solution? Now, Guru is the solution to this problem. The Guru has given us the answer to this problem. Guru is like a manual, and this is a manual that says Naam and praise is the solution. It says that having a practice of continuously using Naam and Mantra, that is the solution not only to this problem but to many problems. Guru Ramdas Ji says, Tregun Maya Param Pulaya Haume Bandhan Kamaye. The three-faceted Maya has led us in delusion, and in self-identity, in Haume, we are entangled. We're sort of stuck at this level, like it's a net, like it's a jali, like it's some sort of trap that we can't get out of. Jamman Maran Sir Upar Ubho Garba Jon Dukpain. Birth and death hang over our heads, and being reborn in the womb, we suffer in pain. Varteh Sagal Sansara. The three elements of Maya have been spread across the whole of the world. Homme Vich Patakoi. And in this identity, amongst this whole world, we've identified with this man. Everything else is Maya, but I'm also in this Maya, and this me is what we have lost something. We lose our pat, our honor. We lose what we were meant to do. Gurmukh hove chautha pad chine. If you're a Gurmukh, if you're awakened, then you understand that there is a fourth level. Ram Naam Sukh Hoye. And in the Naam of Ram, there is real happiness. Tragun sab tere tu ape karta. Guruji says, don't blame Maya. Maya is also yours. You created it. Tragun sab tere. These three qualities of Maya, that's also yours. Tu ape karta. You yourself created everything. Jo tu kare so hoye. You see what Guruji is doing? What Guru is saying, that in Maya, you spend all of your time saying, I'm not happy. I need to find more. Guru says that the solution is Naam, and Naam means this Maya is also yours. And whatever you do, I'm happy now. I break out of this rat race. I've defeated the game by not playing the game. How you get to the fourth level is that you realize that I'm not going to play the third level anymore. I'm not going to play this system of thinking that happiness lies out there. When I realize that happiness doesn't lie out there, that I'm already happy. Jo tu kare so hoy. Whatever you're doing, I'm happy with it. Nanak Ram Naam Nistara Shabde Homme Koi. Homme means this is important. This body is important, and I'm going to do whatever I can to get more stuff for this body. Naam means this body is not important. That I accept the game for what it is. I don't see the game as challenging anymore. I see the game as your game. I'm no longer playing this game. I relieve myself from this game. I escape from the game itself. I found a back door to this game. I'm still in the Maya, but now the Maya is no longer my enemy. The Maya is what you've created. You've created the Maya, you've created the game, you've created the solution, and I'm just here to celebrate what an amazing game you've made. Nanak Ram Naam Nistara. Nanak says that within Naam, you escape. You find the back door. You are saved. Shabde home khui. And with this wisdom of the Shabad, you lose your ego. You know what that means? If we are the player of the game, and the game is the problem, the solution isn't to break the game, the solution is to break the one playing the game. If the one playing the game says, I'm no longer playing this game, it really annoys my little children. I've got 2 boys. One of them says, come on, let's play this game. And they're playing for a little while. And then when one of them starts losing, he said, I'm not playing anymore. And the one who's winning gets really annoyed. What do you mean you're not playing anymore? I let you win a few minutes ago. You were winning and you were playing. Now you start losing, you're saying you're not playing anymore. So the one losing says, this is a losing game. I can't win this game. So rather than lose, I just say, I'm not playing anymore. Guruji says, learn from these children. When you're losing, they say, quit while you're ahead if you're a gambler. If you're earning a bit and you've put a bit of money in and you've got something back, don't waste all that money, quit while you're ahead. Means learn to know when to quit the game, when to get out before it's too late. This whole world is a game, and you've created suffering by saying, I'm a lost puppy in this game. I have to find my happiness. So you believe in this game and you carry on playing this game. What is the solution? Naam teaches you, let go of the player. When you let go of the one playing the game and you say, I can see it for what it is. I can see that this is a game and I can see that this is a losing battle. I'm not playing anymore. And then you just praise the game. Wow, what a beautiful game. What an interesting system that you've created. You've created Maya. You've created the delusion of Maya. You've created this worry inside me that I'm supposed to look for it. I see what this is now. Thank you for showing me. The Guru shows you how to get out of it. So what is Naam doing? Why is Naam so important? Naam is a reprogramming of the mind, software analogy. This is a software. Our brain is a software. You know how you got your phones and every now and then you look at the phone and say, oh, this new software has been updated. Without you doing anything, there's been through Wi-Fi, through the internet, some sort of magic in the air has just given you an update on your phone. You say, oh, thank you very much. I don't know what's new about it, but it must be good. The Guru is wirelessly transmitting to us all the time. And Naam is a reprogramming. So if Maya is a virus, Naam is the antivirus. This trains our mind not to focus on the physical world. That's what Naam does. It trains us, this is nothing. This is a delusion. Don't look here. Naam is a reprogramming, because our programming says you wake up in the morning, you look out at the world and say, okay, world, I'm going to try and get some happiness today. Naam says, you still get up in the morning, you still go to work, you still look after your family, you still eat your food, you still do all those things, but you're not playing the game anymore. This isn't important. Naam is the antidote. Naam is the solution. So Naam is saying, don't look at the material world. There's something behind the material world. Focus on that. Focus on where this material world came from. Where does this come from? Somebody must have created this game. So what Naam is doing This is a constant reminder. Naam Simran is constantly reminding us, don't get lost in this game. And you notice that this game is very easy to get lost in. Why? Because Maya Madhamita. It's a very tasty wine. We're drinking this wine all the time. We're swimming in this wine. And every now and then we remember a bit of Naam and we get out of the system, but then we forget. And we go back into the system. And then we get lost again for a while, and then you remember again, oh, what have I been doing? I need to go back to Naam Simran. This is why Naam Simran is a 24-hour practice. 24 hours a day, what you're meditating on is this is not real. This is not reality. Ram Naam is the real reality. Vaheguru, Vaheguru. That which is behind Maya is the reality. Maya itself is not the reality. So it is giving you a new habit, a new mantra. I started by saying that we are meditating every day. But what we're meditating on is Maya. Naam is giving your mind something new to meditate on that is beyond Maya. It is telling us to meditate on that which is behind Maya, the essence, the real reality, that creative energy that created the Maya itself. And if you are also Maya, then it is that permanent truth, that aliveness within you. That aliveness that is neither your body, it is not your mind. It's just that light bulb inside the house that's just switched on. And Naam is reminding you that this is the essence of who you are, and it's the essence of everything. So what the Guru wants us to do is to play a new game, to create a new habit. Naam should become your new habit. Naam gives you a new perspective. And the perspective is that out there isn't happiness. That's the wrong game. You've been playing the wrong game. The happiness is already with you. Not that you have to go within you and find the happiness. When you stop looking for happiness, you realize, I'm okay. Everything is okay. Right now, I'm okay. And this okay is not just okay, it's pretty good. Everything that I have already, breathing itself is pretty good. Just think about it for a moment. If you think that your life is hard, hold your nose for 60 seconds. Then you'll see what is real priorities in life. If you think that your problems and your worries and your stress and all those kind of things are the real problems in life, and we all go through them, some of us go through real hardships, tough relationships, divorce, we go through job losses, all those things. If you think that that's the real problem in life, just hold your breath for 60 seconds. Then your body will go kicking, screaming, saying, okay. I understand. There's something more important. It gives you perspective that actually the outside world is secondary. There's something inside you that's even more important. Your aliveness is very important. Not that you stay alive, not that your body and mind stays alive, but there's some innate nature within you that is the most powerful thing. And Naam is this constant reminder that that itself is happiness. The very fact that you're breathing, you should be over the moon. The very fact that we're breathing is a pretty big thing. Let alone that we have health, let alone that we have food and we have shelter and comfort and all these sorts of things. If those things go away, we can say, that's okay. At any moment, we have to remember, even if you give us a bit of suffering, it's suffering of the body only. It's suffering of the physical. But I'm not playing the physical game. I'm saying, even this is part of your gift. This is also part of your game. It's a reprogramming, do you see? It's a new way to see the world. The way that you see the world is creating a lot of suffering. Naam gives you a new way to see the world that says, I'm not playing anymore. This becomes your new reality. If the Maya is three qualities, this is a non-quality, a more subtle quality. Rather than just being lost in the threefold Maya, the world that can be broken into threes, you're lost in the presence. Right now, there is something here, and this something alone is enough. and that something, we give it a name through Naam. So this becomes your new reality, and the reality is I'm no longer looking. I'm no longer dukhi. I'm no longer suffering. I'm no longer playing the victim that's looking for happiness all the time. I'm content right now, in the very moment, because I refuse to play this game anymore. So this is how we begin to disassociate ourselves from the threefold Maya, the three qualities of the world. So whether it's our individuality, whether it's time, whether it's our birth, life, death, morning, noon and night, hot and cold and medium, we have to go to the next level that says, I give up all of these things. I'm beyond all of these things. So when we no longer create a relationship, me and something else, and it's either happy or is sad, when we no longer play that game, with the Guru's grace, we can reach the fourth level. And in this level, on this state, you will be part of Maya, but Maya won't be able to affect you. And Gurbani says that Naam and Mantar should be embedded within us. And then Maya becomes our servant. There's a shabad where Guru says, Sun upadesh satgur peh aaya. I heard of this teaching, and so I've come to the Guru. I've heard something about this. There's something interesting here. Gur har har naam mohe mantra dridaya. The Guru gave me this Naam, Har, Har, Hare, Hari, Vaheguru, Tuhi, Tuhi. Guru embedded this Naam within me. Nijkar Vasya Gun Gai Ananta. And now I don't live out there, I live in here within myself. This is what we do. We live out there in the world. We're always looking out there and saying, what can the world give me? When it's sunny, we say, yay, I'm happy. When it's raining, we say, oh, I'm not so happy. We let the outside world choose whether we're happy or not. Guru says that when you've been given Naam, you don't live out here. You live Nijkar. Nijkar Vasya Gun Gai Ananta. And I'm constantly singing the praises. Wow, fantastic. I'm happy. It's okay. With Naam, we're just saying, I'm okay. Prabh Milyo Nanak Pae Achinta. This is Prabh. This is God. To be present in the stillness of your own being. Guruji says, Prabh Milyo, I have met God, Nanak Pae Achinta. Somebody who has met God, Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, they become beyond worries, achint. Kar mera eh naik hamari. Now I am the owner of this master, and the old master has become mine. The old master is who? Maya. Maya is the old master of this house. Now, Kar Mera. This is now the master. Eh Amar Ham Gur Kiye Darbari. She is now my servant, and the Guru has made me intimate with the Lord. I've now connected with this God being inside me. And now she is my servant. Maya becomes your servant. You no longer are the servant of Maya. So in conclusion, we can say that we are obsessed with the physical world. We have gotten lost. The physical world has taken something away from us. This is the cause of our suffering. And the Guru says that the solution is to find that which is non-physical within the physical world. Find the essence within the material. Find the Naam within the Maya. So Satsangaji, I really want to thank you all for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to come out here to Toronto, specifically to the committee of Mayfield Gurdwara, to the Sangat here, that you've allowed me from Monday all the way to today to spend some time with you. You've given so much support. This is my last night. Tomorrow morning I'm taking my flight back to London. I really want to thank all of you for giving me such a wonderful opportunity to meet you all, and for so much support and love that you've given and shown. If you would like to find out more about these kind of talks and the sorts of messages that this organization, Nanak Naam, feels is what Gurbani is talking about and the sorts of prachar that should be happening. We are available online. You can go find us. Just look for Nanak Naam on YouTube, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. If you're not on social media, you can go and visit our website, or at least go and visit the YouTube channel, and you can find lots more videos. Over the coming months and years, there is so much more. We've just begun. There are so many more problems in the world out there, so many more problems within humanity, within the Sikh community, Punjabi community. And Nanak Naam believes that the solution is in Gurbani. Gurbani has the solution to all our problems, to our stress, to our anxiety, to our depression, to our anger management issues, our feeling of lack of fulfillment, all the things that we all face in life. This is what I have dedicated through the Guru's grace, that I will try and commit my time to doing the research on these things. And then every now and then, every few months, every few years, I will be touring around and coming back with new presentations, with new ideas. But I can only do this with your support. So thank you so much for all the support that you've given me. And please forgive me if I've said anything wrong and if I've said anything against what Gurbani is trying to teach us. Don't assume that anything that I've said is the final answer, please. All I'm interested in is that I give you some inspiration that you feel, actually, I didn't know this about Gurbani. Gurbani is saying something that I wasn't sure about. Now I need to go and find a bit more about what the Guru is saying. Please make sure that you go to the Guru, have open access to the Guru. Don't let any middleman tell you what Sikhi is. We don't need any middlemen. We've got the answer in Sikhi. Please have the confidence that you don't just read your Nitnem. Every now and then you sit down and say, I want to understand what the Nitnem is saying. Even if it's through a translation, even if it's through the help of listening to Katha online or whatever it is, try and get your relationship. Don't ever feel that I don't have a connection to the Guru, I'm not worthy to sit with the Guru. Please don't let anybody tell you this. Please don't let anybody tell you that you're not worthy to spend time with the Guru. Think if Guru Nanak Dev Ji would ever have said to you that you're not welcome. Would Guru Nanak Dev Ji ever say that? Guru Nanak Dev Ji was letting everybody in and says, please come. The Guru was coming to us, let alone what to say that Guru Nanak Dev Ji wants us to come to the Guru. So please start, whatever your path in Sikhi is, please do more Khoj of Gurbani. Please go and research Gurbani yourself. Try and understand Gurbani, even for whatever little understanding you think you have. Try and spend some time learning Gurbani, and then Satsang Ji, my binti is, when you learn something about Gurbani, please come and explain it to Amur to me as well. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.